So next two verses takes 19 and takes 20. That's the call for our mind. Maharaj Kulashekar, very wonderfully, he is explaining that how one can engage his senses in the service of their Lordship. As in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord says that Indriyani Paranyahur. What? Indriyani Paranyahur is mind is superior to our senses. And as explained in Kathopanishad, that this body is like a cart which is driven by the 5 horses. And these 5 horses are our 5 senses through which we enjoy in this world. So, if these horses are controlled by the reins, which is none other than the mind, then the Rathi, the charioteer who is sitting there, he becomes comfortable to travel in that Ratha. Otherwise, it's tough.
What is the intelligence from?
Intelligence is like a Sarathi.
The driver?
Driver. Rathi means who is passenger. Sarathi means who is driving that. And rinses are like mind. So here, Maharaj Kulashekar, in the text 19, he's saying, "Oh my mind, how one can engage his senses." He says, "Yat Krishna pranipat dhuli dhavalam tadvarasham tadvai shirasaha tenetre tamasojjite suruchire yabhyaham harir darashaye sa buddhir vimalendu shankadhavala ya madhavathyayine sa jivva amritavarshini pratipadam ya stutye narayana." That head is the loftiest, which is white with the dust from the bowing down to Lord Krishna. Those eyes are the most beautiful, which darkness has abandoned after they have seen Lord Hari. That intelligence is spotless, like the white glow of the moon or a Kansha, which concentrates on the Lord Madhava. And that tongue rains down nectar, which constantly glorifies Lord Narayana. So here, what are the senses that one can use in Krishna service? That's explained very nicely. Pranamya Shirasa. What one should do with his head? He should bow down. And he says that head is the loftiest, which is white, with the dust from the bowing down to the Lord Krishna. Just bowing down means not standing and bowing down. What do you have to do? Sa ashtanga pranipataha prakrishta rupena pataha. When you fall down, like dandavat, like a stick, then only the dust will fall upon your head. Otherwise, the dust will not come. So that shows the head is meant to surrender at the lotus feet of the Lord. Generally, what happens when someone is puffed up? Then what happens? They are always like this. They don't want to bow down. If nowhere else, at least in front of a barber, they have to bow down. Huh? Everyone. But that head is glorified, which is decorated with the dust of the lotus feet of their Lordship. Then he says, those eyes are most beautiful, which has abandoned the darkness. See, generally, we see anything of this material world. What happens? We get allured by that. We get fascinated by those things. But once, if someone sees their Lordship, Tribhanga Lalita, that beautiful threefold bending form of Lord Shyamasundar, then it is said, those eyes becomes beautiful. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 3rd chapter, texts 21 to 23, Shaunaka Rishi, he is explaining, if these senses are not used in Krishna's service, then what happens? First we'll see, if you engage them in Krishna service, then what happens? If you see their Lordship, then your eyes becomes beautiful. Nayana abhi pibanto nayana abhi ramam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, when Vidurji, he asks Maitreya Rishi, because Kurukshetra war was already happened. And then what has happened there exactly? He wanted to ask it from Maitreya Rishi. And then Maitreya Rishi says, Tathaiva channe naraloka veera yah ahave Krishna mukharavindam. Nayanabhi pibanto nayanabhiramam partha astra puta padamapurasya. He explains very nicely. Tathaiva channe naraloka veera. There are many warriors. They were there on the battlefield. What they were doing? Yah ahave. When you really enjoy something, then what happens? What do you say? Ah. Ah. So what they were fighting, but still they were enjoying. What? Through their eyes, Nayanabhi pibanto nayanabhi ramam. Rama means who gives pleasure. Abhirama means who intensely give pleasure. And who is this? Nayanabhi ramam, who gives intense pleasure to your eyes. And who is that? None other than Lord Krishna. And by seeing him, what is happening there? Whoever got killed by Arjuna's weapons, he says that they are not got killed, but he says, Putaha. Partha Astra Putaha. They become purified by the weapons of Arjuna. And what is their destination then? Padamapurasya. They have gone to Parampada, Vaikuntha. See, that's the glory. By seeing their Lordship, one can attain that ultimate goal, going back to Godhead. There is nice verse in Padyavali, where one gopi is instructing another one. She says, Ma prekshishthastava yadi sakhe bandhu sango asati rangaha. If you have a tinge of material desire and affection for your family members, then my dear friend, don't look at him. Ma prekshishthastava, don't look at him. Why? Because he is a very cunning fellow. Once you see him, you will forget everything else in this material world. Your heart will get totally enamored by his beauty. And there is nothing in this material world can attract you. So she says, Ma prekshishthasa. Don't look at him. But here, Maharaj Kulashekar says, those eyes are beautiful, which have seen their Lordship. And that's for, especially for Grihasthas, to have a deities and worship them. At least you can see the beautiful face of their Lordship every day without fail, with possessiveness, they are mine. Mine deities are beautiful, that possessiveness is appreciated. But we are possessive about our own beautiful wife, beautiful kids, friends, so many things, which are like a asata sainyaha. That's what Srimad Bhagavatam says. They are not going to save you at the time of death. What is going to save you?
What do you call you remember?
Akhiyan jo mil jati hai Bhagwan se. When you see their Lordship, that beauty, because those impressions are there on your heart. And at the time of a death, you remember the most attractive things. So if you get attracted to those eyes, definitely your destination will be Vadamapurasya. You will attain the place which is aspired by all the devotees. Then further, Maharaj Kulashekar says, that intelligence is spotless, like the white glow of the moon or a conch shell, which concentrates on Lord Madhava. There are many shlokas in Bhagavad Gita where Lord says that you engage your intelligence in Him. Do you remember any shloka? What's the next? Mayeva mana adhatsva mayi buddhi niveshaya. Niveshaya means invest. Invest your intelligence into me. So one has to understand this, See, there are 4 kinds of intelligence. One is mati, second is smriti, third is buddhi, and fourth is pragya. Smriti means the intelligence that always engaged in past, what I've done, what are things that I'm carrying from past, like that, when intelligence is engaged in that way. Mati means which thinks about the future. Generally, when I mat mari gayi thi maine, I did that. Why? Because I never thought about the future. So mati. Then there is a buddhi. Buddhi means at present. That's why Lord says that mayi buddhi nivesha. Right now engage your mind unto me. It's not in the past, not in the future. He says right now. And that intelligence which is concentratively thinking about Krishna is considered as a nirmala, without any mala. Mala means contamination. Like a conch shell and like a moon. They are as white. We should have same buddhi, intelligence, same clean, clear intelligence, focused on remembering Krishna. And then further he says, and that tongue rains down nectar which constantly glorifies Lord Narayana. Very wonderful word he has used. Jivha Amrita Varashini. Generally what happens? In Chanakya Niti, he has given one nice, he explains about the attributes or characteristics of a cunning fellow. What he says? Vani Chandala Shitalaha. When that person speaks, his Vani is like Chandana Shitalaha. It's as cool as sandalwood. What is the further then? Mukha Padma Dalakara Vani Chandala Shitalaha. Hridaya Karatari Tulyam Trayi Dhurtasya Lakshana. A cunning fellow, what he does? He speaks very nicely with you. Vani Chandana Shitalaha. Mukha Padma Dalakara, like a Padma Dala, means lotus leaf or petal. It's so attractive and always has a broad smile on it. So the person who smiles before he speaks, you have to be very careful of that. Mukha Padma Dalakara, Vani Chandala Shitala. But Hridaya Kartari Tulyam. But in the heart is always finding a chance to cut you down. So Hridaya Kartari Tulyam, Trayi Dhurtasya Lakshana. And today's world we see almost like a 99.9% people are like that. They talk to you when they have some interest to be get done something from you. Otherwise, you go your way, I go
My way.
my way. So one has to be very careful. And here, that's why he says that tongue is Amrita Varshini, which glorifies the wonderful pastimes of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. In the further verse, he says, how one should engage this knowledge acquiring senses in the service of the Lord. He says, Jivve kirtaya keshavam muraripum cheto bhajas sridharam pani dandava samarchayachyuta kataha shrotrordvayitvam shrunum krishnam lokaya lochanam dvaya harer gacchangri Yugamalayam Jigragrana Mukunda Pada Tulasim Murdhan Namadhokshajam. He says here, a tongue praise the glory, O tongue, praise the glories of Lord Keshava. O mind, worship the enemy of Mura. O hands, serve the Lord of Shri. O ears, hear the topics of Lord Achyuta. O eyes, gaze upon Sri Krishna. O feet, go to the temple of Lord Hari. O nose, smell the tulsi birds on the Lord Mukunda's feet. O head, bow down to Lord Adhokshaja. So here is explaining we can use all these senses in the service of the Lord. Through our tongue, we should glorify the wonderful pastime and the glories and the name of their Lordship. Jivhe sada kirtaya Keshava. Then he says his mind engaged in the worship of Murari, who has killed the Mura demon. Because if you don't use them for that, then the real purpose of having all these senses is futile. Otherwise, what happens? Shaunaka Rishi, he is explaining to Sutta Goswami. He says, Bile bado rukha vikramanaye na shunvata karana putena rasya jivva sati dardure keva sutta cho gopagatyaya urugaya gatha. He says these ear holes, they are just like a pit holes, you know. He says, one who has not listened to the message about the prowess and marvelous acts of personality of a Godhead, and has not sung or chanted loudly the worthy songs about the Lord, is to be considered to possess ear holes like the holes of snakes, and tongue like the tongue of a frog. Durdure kiva. Prabhupada says, devotional service to the Lord is rendered by all limbs or parts of the body. It is the transcendental dynamic force of the spirit soul. Therefore, a devotee is engaged 100% in the service of the Lord. One can engage in devotional service when the senses of the body are purified in relation with the Lord, and one can render service to the Lord with the help of all the senses. In the next verse, Shaunaka Rishi says, Bharaha paramapatta kirita jushtamatyoktamaram na me mukundam shavau karau na kurute satvaya harela laya asatkrita kanchana kankanam. Now he is explaining about the upper portion of the body, thou crowned with the silk turban, is only a heavy burden if not bowed down before the personality of a Godhead, who can award mukti. In scripture, it says that if someone offers one pranama or one, he bows down in front of the Lord, then what happens? Eko hi Krishnasya kritam pranamo. If you offer one obeisances to the Lord, Dashashvamedi avabhrutana tulyaha. If someone performs Dashashvamedi yagyas and after that takes the avabhrata snana, it is not compared with that even. Why? Because Dashashvamedi punarabhaveti. Even you perform the Dashashvamedi yagya, you have to come back to this material world. But Krishna pranami na punarabhaveti. But if you offer one pranama from your heart with total surrender, then you don't have to come back. And if you don't do that, then it's like you are carrying the burden on your body, nothing else. If that head is not bowed down in front of the Lord. I have seen, because I stay in temple all the day, very few people, they really offer pranam to the Lord. They do some monkey jobs only when they come in front of the deities. They feel awkward, to fold hand in front of the Lord. They do something, I don't really understand what they exactly wanted to do in front of the Lord. Some come and they stand just like this, like a statue. Actually, this way, if someone stands like this and bow down, then that shows your submissiveness. But stands like this, then you are reluctant to accept the authority of the person who is standing in front of you. So we don't understand literally what we do in front of the Lord. Some spontaneous thing which is there in your heart, they come through your gestures. Some they come and when they put a donation, they look here and there first. Then they put donation. Whom you are looking for? That someone should look at you that you are putting something for the Lord. So we really don't know how to go in front of the Lordship. And what should be done in front of them. When we go, how we should stand in front of them. The first and foremost thing one should do, that he should just offer Dandavat Pranam. Ashtanga Pranam, it is said. You know what is the Ashtanga Pranam means?
All eight means he should touch throats, craft. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So from toe to head, everything should be on the floor. and you should offer yourself. That means you are submitting totally, Atma Samarpana. Because that gesture shows your total surrender to the Lord. And then Lord, what he says? Sakrudeva prapannosmi tavasmi iti yachat. Abhayam sarvabhuteshu dadami etat vratam nam. Lord says, if someone comes and just lie down in front of me and says, my Lord, I am yours, then I said, that's enough. Abhayam dadatu. I give him that abhaya.
Yes.
And that have taken a vow. But we are reluctant to accept his vow. We go in the temple and we do some monkey activities, but we don't offer pranams in front of the Lord. So one has to be very careful. Then further he says, and the hands thou decorated with the glittering bangles are like those of a dead man, if not engaged in the service of the personality of Godhead, Lord Hari. He further goes and he explains, Bahir yatete nayanam naranam niralini vishnoni nirikshato ye. The eyes which are not able to see the beauty of Supreme Personality of a Godhead, they are like the eyes on the peacock feather. They are just for decoration. They are not of any use. Padav nradam tau dramaj chanda bhajau kshetrani na vrajato hareryo. He says those feet are not visiting the Lord's birthplace or places where Lord has performed activities or the temple. Those are like a trunks of tree which are useless totally. Then further he goes and he says, Jivva chavau bhagavata angrirenum na jatu martyo abhilabheta yastu sthir vishnur padya manujastulayaha swaswash chavo yastu na veda gandham. The person who has not at any time received the dust of the feet of Lord's pure devotee upon his head is certainly a dead body. The person who has never experienced the aroma of the tulsi leaves from the lotus feet of the Lord is also a dead body, although breathing. Mandanam lokaranyanam. It's like a decorating the dead body for the pleasure of the people, but not for own pleasure. Tasmat sharam hridayapatedam yad grihyan harir namadheye na vikriyate tat yado vikaro netre jalam gatra hrideshu harashaha. Certainly that heart is a still framed which, in spite of once chanting the holy name of the Lord with a concentration, does not change when an ecstasy takes place. Tears fill the eyes and the hair stands on end. So this is what our material conditioning, because all our senses right now, they are engaged for what? For seeking pleasure for our own self. And what happens with that? Are they going to give you real happiness?
More karma.
More karma, which is going to
Rebirth again and again and come back.
which is going to push you, which is going to pull you back. And there are wonderful examples which is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, like Maharaj Ambarish. Does anyone remember any verse about Maharaj Ambarish?
9.
Hmm?
Same. Not wrong.
Not the next one. Chapter 9.
Not 9.
The verse was saying that
Savai manaha
Krishna.
Krishna padaravindo Vachansi Vaikunta Bhagavad Gita. What is next? Vachansi Vaikunta Gunanavadane. Savai Manaha Krishna Padara Vindayor Vachansi Vaikunta Gunanavadane. Karo Harera Mandira Marjana Disho Shrutim Chakarat Achyuta Satakathodaye. Mukunda Laya Darshanam Drisho Tad Bhritya Gatra Sparshe Anga Sangamam Granam Chatatpada Saroja Saurabhe Shrimat Tulasya Rasanam Tadarpite Pado Harer Kshetra Padanusarpane Shiro Rushikesha Padabhivandane Kamam Chadase Natukama Kamyaha Yat Uttama Shloka Janashrayad Ratihi. Maharaj Ambarish, by his own practice, he has shown us that how one should engage himself in Krishna's service. In the 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj explains about Navavida Bhakti. But how that Navavida Bhakti can be performed by Grihasthas, a responsible Grihasthas, not preoccupied.
White term is very prominent nowadays.
You have so many things to do, but still the priority is Krishna and his services. Priority is for that which can pull you toward Krishna. And that Maharaj Ambarish has shown it. See, he was Chakravarti Samrat. He was the emperor of whole earth. And still, what it said? Savai Manaha Krishna Padaravindayo. His mind is always absorbed at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vachansi Vaikunta Gunanuvarnane. He has engaged his words in describing the abode of Lord, his hands in cleansing the temple of the Lord, his ears in hearing the pastimes of the Lord, his eyes in seeing the form of the Lord, his body in touching the body of the devotees, his nostrils in smelling the fragrance of the flowers offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, his tongue in tasting the tulasi leaves offered to him, his legs in traveling to the holy places where his temple is situated, his head in offering obeisances unto the Lord, and his desires in fulfilling the desires of the Lord. And all this qualification made him fit to become a Matparaha devotee of the Lord. And if someone becomes Matparaha, then only it is possible to go back home, back to Godhead. Otherwise, as we are preoccupied with so many things, so Lord also has preoccupations. He is already engaged in the wonderful rasas with different devotees, what they want from him. Because Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham. He is reciprocally respondent. The way you want to reciprocate him, he retaliates with same thing. If you make him as a priority of life, then you are the priority for him also. And if you think that take him casually, so he also takes you casually. So it depends upon you how you want to have a reciprocation with the Lord. That's the freedom that he has given it to you. That's your choice. He gave the whole knowledge to Arjuna. And what he said? Yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. The way you want to do, you do it. I have given you the whole knowledge. So he's not forcing anyone for anything. He has given a freedom. Have it. You decide. You want to suffer your karma or you want to just get free from that. If you want to get free from that, just do what I say. And if you want to go according to your wish, the whole universe is yours. Punarapi janam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janini, jathare shayanam. Then again take birth in different wombs of mother in different species of life and try to have enjoyment, so-called enjoyment of this world. And if you want to get rid of that, then as Shankaracharya says, Ye sansare khalu dustare kripaya pare ahi murare. Oh Murari, it's you only. Why that Murari is always there? Why not any other form of the Lord? Because Mura represents the ignorance. And the real ignorance that puts us in this material world is that we consider ourselves as a body, not spirit soul. And Lord, with his knowledge, he kills, he removes the darkness from your heart. And that's why again and again, whenever there is a problem, they call upon the Lord as Murari. Oh, save me, Murari. So any question? Any comment? Yes.
You told about the 4 different type of intelligence. So what pragya means?
Pragya means Trikala Dhyana, which knows about past, present, and future also. Pragyavan. Everyone is not Pragyavan. That's why great rishis or foreseers, the visionaries, they are called as a Pragyavan because they behave according to past, present, and future. They know all that things. Hare Krishna.
But see, as you mentioned that if you surrender to the Lord, at least you bow down to the in front of the Lord, so he will definitely go back to God. But how? Even though by sake of I'm doing it, but doing that and heartfully means what? In front of the Lord, when we come, then we at least we are not outsiders. At least in a somewhat known that we are not this body and still 100%. I assure that we are not. But what is the meaning full of 100% in there?
Ye yathamam prapadyante. In your heart, if you accept, he is the final authority. And now I have surrendered to him. Offering obeisances means submitting. What do we say? Namaha. Namaha means what? It's not mine.
Not mine.
When we say Om Keshavaya Namaha means what? It's not mine. It's Keshavaya. Vaya means Keshavaya means it belongs to Keshava. It belongs to Narayana. It belongs to Madhava. So that if you think like that and offer pranam, that is 101%. And if that happens, then you don't have at all any ego in your heart, because there is no possessiveness. Nothing is mine. Everything is his. That's the first verse of Ishopanishad. Ishavasyam. Tyena tyaktena bunjata ma gridha kasya dikhanam. The person who knows that everything belongs to Krishna and I have my own quota given by him, only that person can offer pranams. Otherwise, they imitate. They don't have that in the heart. You know, sometimes people, they offer pranam, they keep one hand back, and that is also an offense. One should not do that. If someone offers pranam and close his palms, that is also offense. Means you are keeping something. You are not let going anything. That means still attachments are there. See, small things that you do, that shows your natural attitude, what you are. And nowadays people have become so, what they call, dull-headed. They don't know these small things actually, you know. And to understand these small things, they go to psychologists, psychiatrists, because they don't have this common sense. These small things that shows your mind, what mindset that you are possessing. And Lord, who resides in everyone's heart, He knows everything, what you are, how you are. You can't cheat Him. You can cheat anyone else. Or you can cheat your own self, but you can't cheat the Lord. Because He says, Chalam chalayatam asmi. He is crooks among the crooked guys, you know. He knows how to. Chalam chalayatam asmi. So one has to be very careful. What we do, how we do, because everything is observed by 13 people. There are 13 witnesses, whatever you do, you know. Have you read about that any time? How many of you have read all Prabhupada books? At least small one. I'm not asking big one.
Getting there.
Huh?
Getting there.
And here you people claim that we have a history. Like a years together we are following some system. Huh?
Who's saying? Who is that?
See, need to read. When you read, like in Marathi we say, Vatsal tar Vatsal. If you read, you will get saved. Neither Budal. Otherwise you will drown. You will sink down in this material ocean. So need to read. Did you start it?
Yes.
Thank you. See, Prabhupada, he left his bhajan, you know, in Vrindavan. He has left that prime position where he can just sit and chant the glory of their Lordship. And he wrote all these books for whom? Huh? If you are really grateful to him, if you are really gentleman in your heart, you will try to read that.
That condition,
Huh?
gentleman and heart.
We say we are devotee, but are we really? That Param Vaishnava has done such a great thing for us. No one can do this. That's the compassion of the Lord, you know. That's why you called him as His Divine Grace. What it means, His Divine Grace means. Do you know really His Divine Grace means? What it means? We hear about, huh? But really we really know about what it means. Sri Krishna Kripa Murti, the personification of Lord's mercy, His divine grace. Do we really honor that mercy? Prabhupada said there is only one problem with my followers. They don't read my books. They take pleasure of distributing it. Hey, it's for you, take it, you take it. But what about you? Huh? You need to read it. In the 6th canto, there it is explained there are 13 people who are witnessing each and everything. There is a list about that. Even in Punaragaman, coming back, that book, there is also they have mentioned. Which are those personalities who are looking at you? Panchatattvas, Panchabhutas. Okay. Then who else?
Time.
Day, night, Divaratri,
Moon and sun,
sun and moon. Who else?
stars. That's part of Panchabhuta.
Sun and moon.
Okay.
Because yat chakshuresha savita sakala grahana. These are the chakshus of the Lord. So what they do? They see. Who else?
Paramatma.
He's always there.
Vayu.
So 10
Panchabhutas.
Panchabhutas.
Brahmaji.
Who else?
Yamadharmaraja. In that case.
And Chitragupta.
Chitragupta. Oh,
So all there are 13 who knows everything what's going on with you.
Panchabhutas, sun and moon, day and night, and then Paramatma,
One remaining.
and
One remaining.
Oh,
Brahma,
huh?
Yamadharmaraja, Chitraketu. 13. Brahma, Yamadharmaraja, Chitraketu.
Who is second?
Paramatma, right?
Okay. Like Panchatattva.
Panchadhat 5, day and sun,
Okay. Sun.
moon and sun, and day and night,
Nine.
and Paramatma,
10.
and Brahma,
11.
Yamadharmaraj, Yamadharmaraj.
Yamadharma.
Yamaraj.
Yamaraj,
And Chitra.
and Chitraketu.
Chitragupta.
Chitragupta. Sorry, Chitragupta.
So it's not that you are doing something and no one is seeing. Everything is captured, recorded, and nobody can put a virus there and corrupt that system. It is totally firewalled. So one has to be very careful.
Panchatattva are personified persons. Like.
Yeah? Bhumi, Rapo, Analo, Vayu, Kam, Manu. Akash.
So these are like persons.
These are personalities. They are just not a material things, you know. So we'll stop here. And we'll have some kirtan. Or any question? No. Srila Prabhupada ki, Maharaj Kulashekar ki.
Welcome.